Hey everybody, I'm Tanya from Taste of Healthy, and I'm here with you today in my kitchen. And I'm going to make for you a really simple meal. I don't know about you guys, but I'm guessing you're the same. You walk in the door, there's not much going on in the fridge, you're starving, you don't want to spend a lot of time, whether it's just you or the whole family. This is going to be a perfect meal. Breakfast, lunch, dinner, doesn't make any difference. And it's also super fresh. So right now it is early growing season here in North Carolina. It's about the middle of April. And so what we have a lot of is greens and herbs and radishes. And I think sometimes we're not really sure what to do with that stuff other than make a salad. So I'm going to show you a simple, quick meal. We're going to make some sauteed veggies, focusing in on our spinach, our kale. We've got some great asparagus, some really fun radishes, and we're going to put all that together and put some of those great organic local eggs on top, so you can just customize. I'm going to make it just for one person, and then just make a bigger batch, all just in a bigger pan. So we're going to get started here. Let me get my little cooking apparatus going. Get my pan heated up. So you're going to see here, I've got a cast iron pan. I don't normally cook on these. They're fabulous for cooking, but also, a lot of exposure to things like iron, not so great. But this happens to be a hot plate that you can't cook on with aluminum or those regular things. So we've got this. It's going to heat up really quickly. And where we're going to start is just with some little onions. I like the red ones, but you can use anything you want. You can definitely eat the greens if you want to. I'm just going to do, 1 or 2 tablespoons right there. Depends on how much you like. And I'm going to take 1 clove of garlic, and we're actually not going to eat the garlic. We're just going to use it for some flavoring. Give it a little whack, and that's going to, one, make it easier to peel, but also it's going to give us an opportunity to get some really nice flavor going in there. Cool. And that's almost warm. And so we're going to take some of our asparagus. And with these little baby ones, you don't really need to worry about is anything going to be tough. It's all going to be really nice and tender. But if you had a big asparagus, if you just snap the end, the tough part is what's going to break off, and then you know exactly what to eat. But everything in here is going to be really good. Just cutting that into thirds. And then I've got these really fun radishes. So you can get just regular run-of-the-mill radishes, or these are some different kinds. And whether you're a radish person or not, mostly we eat them raw. They're kind of spicy, good with some salt on them. But when you cook them, they get really rustic tasting. Really interesting, especially with the onion and the garlic, and that's going to be a really nice mix with the rosemary that we're going to put in here. So I'm going to just do a little bit of that, a couple of different kinds. All right, and this is nice and warm. Here I have some avocado oil. It's extra virgin avocado oil. It's about 2 tablespoons, maybe 1. Cast iron pan's new, so I have to use a little bit extra. Everything's just going to stick to it. But in your regular nonstick, you can definitely go a little bit less. So we're going to start with just that onion and the garlic. Get that in there, get that going just a little bit. I'm on a medium heat here. I don't want to overcook anything. I just want to give it a little bit of time. I'm going to get this really nice kale cut up as well. I know a lot of us don't know what to do with kale. You can use it kind of in place of spinach if you're doing any dishes. This is going to be, when it's really young like this, you don't need to cook it much. But if it's a little bit bigger, you're going to give it a little bit more cooking time. So I'm just going to throw in, I've got my onions and garlic in there. I'm going to throw my radishes, get them mixed up a little bit. Also my asparagus can go right in. Everything's still going to be a little bit crunchy, how I like it. But if you want to cook things a little bit longer, a little bit more tender, totally fine too. I'm going to go ahead and get the kale in there. You can use as much as you want. This is probably about a cup and a half. I'm going to take a little bit of rosemary. So once it's chopped up, probably about a teaspoon or so, and just break it up. But I just love the rosemary in this, so I might do a little extra. Get that all in there, all that great stuff. We're gonna pop a little bit of salt and pepper in. Nice little flavor. I'm gonna let that go. And put a little bit of spinach. And this is fresh baby spinach, not really technically baby spinach, but it's young, so it's gonna cook really quickly. You can break it up if you want. If you wanna take those stems off, you don't like that, you can. I think they're totally fine. Again, about a cup, cup and a half. And I'm just gonna pop a cover on this to let it wilt. Gonna watch it, but I really don't wanna cook very long. So I've also got some sage, fresh sage, and some fresh thyme. And what I love about this time of year is all the herbs are in. And so if you're heading over to the farmer's market, great thing, pick up a bunch, keep it in the fridge. I actually like to wash it and wrap it in a paper towel and then put it in a Ziploc bag. That's gonna make it keep a little bit longer. You can also, if it looks a little wilted when you get home, pop it in some water. And one thing that I do love to do, even if you live in a condo or something like that, growing fresh herbs outside on the deck or wherever it is, little pots, perfect, because you can always just go peel a little bit off and throw it right in whatever you're cooking. You don't have to keep buying it every time. And then if it, in the fall, you can always dry it and have some dried herbs for the winter. All right, we are almost there with this, which I'm really excited. The last thing we're gonna put on it are these herbs, and I've got probably about half a teaspoon of each. And I've also got apple cider vinegar, and this is just gonna bring those flavors right out with that little bit of acidic in there. You could also use lemon juice, but I love this. Apple cider vinegar is super cheap, so make sure you always get the organic kind. And while we're waiting on this, I'll just tell you about the oil that I used. You could use either extra virgin olive oil or extra virgin avocado oil. I love the avocado oil. It has a little bit higher burn temperature, so you can cook it a little bit hotter. You may have even seen it smoking just a little bit when I first turned it on, because it's a new pan and I'm on this little, portable stovetop here. But basically, when it's extra virgin, it hasn't been processed at all, and that's exactly what we want to look for with our oils. So they stay really nice and liquid. In fact, I keep it in the fridge. And so just a little while ago, I pulled it out, it was all chunky, just refilling the one that I keep on the counter. So if it's going in the fridge and it's getting solid, that's perfect. Out on the counter, it's gonna be liquid, which means it's gonna be liquid in your body. All right, so this looks amazing. And we're gonna go ahead and hit it with about a teaspoon of apple cider vinegar. If you're one of those people that you love vinegar on your spinach when you make it, you can go ahead and add a little extra. And I'm going to put these herbs on, that thyme and the sage. I'm not going to cook it. I'm just going to put it on, give it a little flip, and we're going to put it over to the side. Oop. And that looks amazing. Because I only have one burner, we're going to move over here to my other pan and get that heated up and just get that egg in there. So these are eggs, just like everything here. Eggs from the farmer's market, organic, free range. And when you go and talk to the farmers about what are they doing with their chickens, totally different world than what's happening with the ones that you have getting from the grocery store. Even those organic ones, free range that you're getting from the grocery store, still are not living the same way as your local chickens. And so they're out literally eating everything that's outside. Lots of vegetables. They're probably still getting a little bit of grain, but for the most part, you're going to be getting that amazing, like beautiful color in your egg, and that color is indicating all those nutrients. So don't be afraid about eating eggs. Yes, there's some fat in the yolk, but when they're free range, organic, definitely local, you're going to have tons of nutrients, good fat in it, so you can kind of adapt for yourself however much you want. In terms of protein, maybe you don't want to do more than 2 whole eggs, but you can add some extra whites in as well. And I'm just going to hit this. This is avocado oil in a spray. My little pump broke, so I had to move to that, but you can buy those pumps and just pump it up. All right, this looks nice and hot. I'm going to just get that beautiful egg in there. Ah, nice. Good. Nice hot pan. I'm gonna hit it with a little salt and pepper while we're here. And this is Himalayan salt. That's why it's pink. You could also use sea salt. I'm gonna grab you a plate and we'll plate it up. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and plate up these greens and our radishes. I'm gonna just set that little garlic aside. If you like it, go ahead and have it, but it's gonna be pretty intense jumping in there. And we're gonna go ahead, just pop that out. We're gonna get this right back onto the heat. We're gonna do our egg. Okay, so we've got a little bit of oil in there. We're gonna go ahead and get this gorgeous Farmer's Market egg in. We're gonna hit it with a little bit of salt and pepper. My favorite way to have eggs is actually poached, but when you're in a hurry, everybody's hungry, this is so much faster. Throw it in the pan and give it a quick flip. Awesome. Look at those beautiful radishes in there. Some really nice color. Let's pop this out and get that right on there. Look at that gorgeous yolk. Awesome. Quick, easy dinner in the spring. Now you know what to do with some of those greens and herbs. You can even throw a little bit more of those, the thyme and rosemary, any of that, sage right on top. Look at that. Just gorgeous. I can't wait to eat this.